Ho ho action.
So this movie
way better than the trailers. The
is
trailers made this
definitely
movie
better
look
than
like
the trailers.
Yeah.
We have to get into, we joke about it, but we need to get into the trailer game because
people don't know how to cut trailers. Whatever company is cutting trailers for Hollywood right now is terrible.
They're bad.
Transformers 1.
Oh my God.
If a movie has 1 in the name, the trailer is going to be bad.
Okay, so this movie,
I've been waiting a long time for this movie.
so when you're watching this review, the movie's either out or about to be out, so we might get a little spoilery-ish.
Yes. You saw our box office predictions. Yep. I've been waiting for this movie a long time. I told you years ago,
We were
I'm like,
hyped.
J.K. Simmons is going to be Santa Claus in this movie with Chris Evans and The Rock. Shut the fuck up. On paper, I'm so in.
They announced this like early 22.
Yeah. Still in pandemic. We were doing Coming This Summer, though, still. We either had just started it or we were
weren't
like...
consistent yet.
And I think we were at the studio.
Okay.
The old studio.
Okay.
Right? Maybe? I want to
It's been
say
a while.
so. It's been a minute.
Everything's a blur now.
Everything's a blur now, yeah. But a long time we've been waiting for this movie. It was supposed to come out last year.
Last Christmas, yep.
And there was no trailer for it.
And we kept going, what's going on? The
What's
movie's
going
supposed
on?
to come out.
Where's the trailer for this movie? Not because it got delayed for a year. Because The Rock, claiming he's not a piece of shit, but everyone else
Which
on
I used to be a
set
huge
claims
fan
he's
of
piece
as a
shit.
human being, but man, lately it seems, as we drink our Zoas, lately it seems, I don't know.
Yeah, being late on set, there's allegations of him pissing in bottles.
Weird
monster
stuff.
activity going
Just
on over there.
Some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Budget ballooned to nearly $300 million.
Because of delays. Because of delays that were caused and because of The Rock being late on set,
The
allegedly.
the only reason this is being released in theaters, by the way, was because of the ballooning of the budget.
Because they had to make
This
their
was
money
going
back.
to be $150, $200 million
Streaming
exclusive.
Amazon, right?
Amazon movie.
But
the budget just kept climbing, so they're like, we got to recoup something.
Some losses. Yeah. I'm glad it was a theater movie, I think. I just think we talked about this in the
Yes.
box office review that it's too early right now to release a straight up Christmas movie. I was like, oh, maybe they're dropping it now because it's like really not a Christmas movie.
Oh, no, it's super
straight up a
Christmas.
Christmas movie.
It's super
It's like Santa Claus.
This movie felt so much like the Santa Claus,
Santa Claus is
or the Santa Claus is.
the show.
And I feel like, unfortunately, Disney has done something that I don't like, and it said, you know, Christmas is cheesy anyway, so you guys can go full cheese on the special effects now for all Christmas projects going forward. And I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Why?
There are scenes in this movie that take you out of the movie so fast because the CGI is so bad that you're like, oh.
The scene where Santa Claus is getting kidnapped and The Rock is chasing the vehicle, let's say, the super futuristic vehicle, through the North Pole, looks really bad.
Super bad.
And also, is The Rock superhuman? Is he superhuman in this world? He's Ant-Man.
Well,
at
they make
one
6
point,
jokes
so
that he's not human. They do that over and over.
600 years. You don't last 600
Do
years.
I look
and-
human to you?
I think that's to be like The Rock looks unhuman, and he
well.
has to get his dig in that I'm like, I have this unhuman-like build.
It's called steroids.
Yeah.
Or growth.
Elf steroids. So there's a whole chase scene of him running through the North Pole, and it looks like something out of fucking Polar Express.
It's bad.
It looks real bad. And it's fun. The chase is fun.
It looks like you can
You can see the green screen.
like the box.
Yeah,
Like they're in a
you
cube,
can see the green
and he's
screen.
on a treadmill. And you're like, oh.
He's like sliding down one point.
Yeah.
He like loops
oh, it's an
over
earthquake,
and
and he's
slides.
doing this. It's not, it's. That's what I mean. Like, you can see that this was filmed for streaming initially.
Yeah.
The budget ballooned because you have
Delays.
Dwayne Johnson.
Chris Evans. Nick Kroll is probably
He's
a big
going to make
name.
money. Lucy Liu's going to make some money. J.K. Simmons is going to make some
Simmons.
money. So the
Yep.
budget by itself is probably $70 million. Seriously.
Yeah.
Just for the actors.
Add-on special effects. Add-on marketing.
But my question is,
You know
how
what
did
I
this
mean?
movie get delayed a year and still parts look that bad?
Why was it delayed?
And why was it delayed?
Did they delay it and not use the year to work on any of the
Yeah,
special
like,
effects?
we're going to miss Christmas by a week, so we'll just shelve it and not touch it until next November and then release
But
the
it's
movie.
fine as is. No, if you
That's
have a
what it
year to
felt
work
like.
on it, work on
And
it.
if they delayed it and it still looked like this, that's what I think happened.
But, like,
I think it
it
needed
can't have looked this
another.
bad
I think
if
it
it
needed
got
another
delayed.
6 months, and they done how you.
It's a
can't.
July,
You
Christmas in
can't.
July
That's what I
movie.
mean. You can't.
Yeah, you
And then you
can't.
have to go a whole year again. And
Yeah.
now who gives a shit?
Now they're just they're going to lose money.
Right.
It would have never come out.
And then it'd have been $500 million budget.
See, but the difference is like studios that aren't like Warner Brothers will still put it out. Like if
Well, yeah,
this
I
was
mean,
a
it's
Warner
done.
Brothers
You're
movie,
right. You
it
would
would have
never
been
seen the light of
canceled.
day.
It would have been canceled, and we never would have seen it
I
ever.
agree.
Like
the concept
it's great.
The concept is cool.
It's a great concept.
They took some of the Santa. This movie, by the way, is an homage to pretty much every recent Christmas movie or series that you can think
Christmas
of.
Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles.
It's the Christmas
Santa
Chronicles.
Claus. There's a couple elf things thrown in. There's like little things throughout the movie that they're like, which I appreciate, except for there's times where like again it ruins. The Rock plays this movie.
So straight.
It's like he's like going for an Academy Award.
And it's
Santa
Claus gets kidnapped.
Santa Claus gets kidnapped. And I mean, like, people shit on his acting, but he plays a great over-the-top comedic hero. He does. You can shit on him for whatever you want.
He does.
But they were like, you need to play this like it's a John Wick movie.
He didn't play Tooth Fairy as straight.
No.
Why? It's
Like,
the
he
same
didn't play-
level of cheese
he didn't-
concept.
I don't think I've ever seen him play any character this
If I had a
straight.
nickel for every time fucking The Rock played a magical figure and had shrinking powers, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that I have it twice.
So he's like the head of basically ELF, just like Santa Claus.
It's Santa Claus. They just ripped it off.
They did like it's not ELF, it's ELF, but it stands for something slightly different. It's like something logistical force.
But it's force. They're both force, I think, because you can't do that and
then
then
it's
have
like-
it be completely different.
In this movie, they say that the entire world knows that Santa Claus is real and that they have him. Lucy Liu says, I have to deliver my speech to all the leaders of the world and say there will be no Christmas if Santa Claus is kept. She like has to like over the head hit you.
Oh, that's right. Because they work with the military later on in the movie to get them back to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So
they have Air Force One like escorting.
This movie establishes that all the world leaders are aware that Santa exists and that they help hide him at the North Pole. And that it's a top secret thing, which is how Chris Evans comes into the movie because he's such a good...
The wolf.
He'll find you no matter what. Right? So he somehow figures out how to break the camouflage tracking over the North Pole.
And finds when Santa breaches
Because they say the North Pole, like in all the government things, says it's like a test facility for nuclear weapons. They say it in the movie. Like, I sold some stuff for like the Arctic weapon thing. So it's established in this movie that all this crazy magical Christmas shit is real.
I miss that completely. I miss this whole world leader nuclear
she said,
weapons testing.
When like, can you get him back? And because he's like, yeah, we're gonna get it back. And she's like, because I have a meeting with all the leaders of the world in 2 hours. And you're like, no, you don't.
Lucy Liu though, kind of a baddie in this movie.
She is,
man.
but she also plays this so straight.
She's kind of a baddie though.
Like I felt like if you just walked in, okay, if you were like watching this at your house, right, and like I'm your roommate and I come through and I'm at a part where The Rock is talking to Lucy Liu and she's just like, you got to save him with the world's at stake. You'd be like, oh, is this like a new Mission Impossible? What is this? Because they're playing it so serious. Even the polar bear is too serious.
Garcia.
And then we'll go from like the juxtaposition. We'll go from like the most serious, like that part. The Rock's like, I'll like he's like gonna kill Chris Evans, and he's like, oh, I got it. And then he calls like this. Here comes the polar bear. And you're like, you were just being so like the end of the world is at stake. Like if we don't have Christmas, that's it for everyone. Get Garcia in here. What's up, boss?
I just can't see the good in people anymore, Red.
And he calls.
I have a difficult time. Yeah, he calls Santa Claus Red.
He calls him Chris or Red.
We got Nick.
Or
Nick.
Nick. Okay.
Yeah. Nick.
Someone called him Chris.
Nicholas,
I swear, like
Saint
Chris
Nick,
Kringle.
right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We
got eyes on Red. Hey Johnson, what's happening on the 75th floor? We just got some power outage thing, boss.
They had lines in this, like it was
Die Hard.
He said it was one day from retirement. He says it in the movie. And I'm like, are they going for like a funny joke? Or is this like, by the way, this movie is directed by one of...
Oh my God, I love this movie.
I just
You're
based
making
on
me
his
love
name.
this movie even more.
I just based on his name, but he directed Walk Hard, which is in my top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
That's why the ridiculousness exists in this movie, because it is so like, you don't want any of this marijuana, do we? It is like, there are scenes that just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock not being able to see the good in humanity anymore.
I just don't see it anymore.
I don't see it. I got a hard time seeing it, Red.
There's a scene where JK is trying to convince him to not retire, and he says, almost quote, "This is a young man's game. You need someone
300 years younger,
300 years old. I'm 540. I've been doing this for 547
he goes,
years.
I'm getting too old for this shit, and I'm 1 week from retirement." Both are said by The Rock in this fucking movie, man. I got a hard time seeing it. Holy fuck. That's like if I went to you the next day and I was like, I just got a hard time seeing it, man. I don't see the good in movies anymore.
If you wrote that script and handed it to me, I'd go, hey, listen, I appreciate the effort. I do. I appreciate it.
It's awesomely cheesy, though.
It is, but the problem is they're playing it
like it's serious,
but
not like it's cheesy.
No.
Yeah.
If you want to be Christmas fun and cheesy, cool. Then
be
like Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah. Yep.
Kurt Russell says some of the cheesiest shit, but leans full into
and that movie's got so much fucking heart, man.
That's what's missing.
They try and do like the dad thing in Christmas Chronicles with this.
But I got my real crappy Brooklyn accent. Yeah. I'm Chris Evans for some reason.
I take candy for baby. Hey, oh, I'm fucking Andrew Dice Clay. Oh.
And then in the middle of a sentence, it just disappears and he's speaking normal. And you're like,
yeah. Yeah, man. There's really not like many plot details in this.
It's the Santa Claus.
It's the Santa Claus.
It's like Christmas is canceled if we don't fix this thing. Can we fix the thing? We can.
We can fix it.
Oh, the person needs to learn a lesson along the way. Oh, he will. I mean, it was a Christmas movie. We won't spoil like the specifics, but they fight snowmen at the same beach that Christmas Chronicles has there. It's the same beach.
Well, if you pan over, Belschnickel is throwing the portal or whatever and throwing the golf cart and the fucking.
He's gonna be like, "I'll fight you." It is the same beach.
And Tyrese is like making out with her mom or whatever. Fucking Christmas Chronicles 2 sucks.
Compared to the first one, like it's fun, but yeah, compared to the first one, it is.
Compared to this, masterpiece.
Yeah. Nick Kroll's in it for
8 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably 4 or 5 total minutes
to do a weird voice.
To do a weird possession. I'm possessed by the worst actress in the movie, which is Grilla. Christmas Witch. The Christmas Witch.
Which I don't think a lot of Christmas media uses Christmas Witch.
No, which I like. Hey, cool, we got more of an original bad guy. I was on board for that. But then, like at the end, when she comes in as a CGI octopus. It is so bad.
She's like Girl Krampus. She's like Girl Krampus, basically.
She should have just been Girl Krampus.
Yeah.
We didn't need like a 400-foot CGI Marvel ending. They had to give us the kaiju Marvel. There's a Krampus scene though in this movie. I know we're hopping around.
Well, it is Marvel because The Rock is Ant-Man and has Ant-Man powers in this movie. He can shrink and grow.
So was the joke that he's actually not that big and like?
I think he's that
actually
size.
Supposed to be small.
Yes, because he's an elf.
Right. And that's kind of funny.
But they don't do enough explain that. Because when he shrinks, he's like the size of like a Zoacan, perfectly actually. If you match it up, it's the size of a Zoacan.
It is super Ant-Man-y. Like the effects are the same, like the weird reverberations down and back up and down and back up.
It's the same sound, I think.
Now we talked about this off. There are things that I felt like they could have done more. Like I appreciate the world building in this.
Sure.
If the movie would have been a little better.
Yes.
I liked his. I can't remember what they called it. The thing he was his
he like converts toys. He changes the reality.
It's reality changer. But it has like a cool name. It looks cool.
Right.
He has a key that can any toy store that they can go to.
Fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there were some cool little nuggets dropped, but we didn't get any of that cool. They had to pivot back to Mission Impossible, realistic style.
The only thing they use from the toy store is the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Right.
Like he grabs he grabs a Monopoly board, a Slinky, some Rock'em Sock'em robots.
He hit all the popular toys from the last 50 years.
But uses one of them.
But didn't use
What are you going to change?
Why did he?
Are you going to change the money in Monopoly?
That's what I thought. Was the money going to be reality changed so they could buy? That's instantly what I thought.
Or like the Monopoly car, but then they just grab a Hot Wheels. So it's like, why did you just grab random toys and not use them at all? They just disappear in the next scene.
Loosey goosey, good ideas.
Loosey goosey Lou.
There was good ideas that they didn't flesh out.
Nothing was
oh, that sounds cool. Put it in there. That sounds cool. Put it in there. But then
yeah, the magical snowmen, the creepy Gollum snowmen or whatever, and they're just pull their carrots out, and they're dead. Oh, it's very convenient, even though they're just icing everything.
They were dick jokes. They had to get a couple of dick jokes in.
Oh, is that what it was?
There was one in there for sure, and they're that's what I mean. This movie, like I told you, because I saw it before you, it felt over-engineered.
Yeah,
they sat down and said, we have to make the perfect Christmas movie. Well, what if The Rock says this? Yeah, that'll sound cool.
That's awesome.
Come lift with me. Yeah. And you're like, what?
Let's go heavy.
No, I don't need The Rock. Man. I don't need, I get it. You're
looking
big.
good, Nick.
Yeah, you guys lift weights. I got it.
Gotta stay fit. Do you?
There's like one man that can do that. Like when he gets all emotional, I think I'm like, no, you are. He's going for some kind of award. Like this isn't the movie to do that in, Dwayne.
No.
And the end fight and the CGI, it's
sucks.
just the Krampus part was amazing though.
Was it amazing though?
For the movie, as in the total part of the movie,
I wish it wasn't in the trailer. Because like when Krampus
it.
like puts his hand on and Rock's like,
yeah, like
he's
like the eye roll.
Fuck.
Yeah,
yeah.
I I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like if they would have went on an adventure across like the underworld of the Santa world.
Sure.
I would have much more appreciated that.
That was fun. Yeah, I like the whole castle.
That's what I
liked
mean.
his like ship.
Because they give you like a world, like they go through a portal, and he's in like some weird dark world, but we get like, okay, that's pretty cool, but we're gonna
spend 8 seconds there, maybe 12. Yeah, and then they're gonna fight some Rock'em Sock'em robots that get defeated
instantly. But yeah, there's all this commotion still. Like you notice that, like the music's playing, people are still screaming, the robots are blown up.
Right?
Like,
are they fighting each other? There's 2 protagonists. There's not like an army they're fighting. Yeah.
And of course, Chris Evans is on the naughty list, but he's, you're not that bad.
He's a level 4 naughty lister. You can't have Chris Evans go level 4 naughty lister.
Yeah. We're going to write the line
and
really
be
bad
self-aware.
That the line is bad?
It doesn't make the line better. Doesn't make the line better.
I know how to improve this line, point out how bad it is.
It's really cringy. Level 4 naughty lister? Naughty lister? Like
you're not even in the Santa Claus shit.
Like to say like, oh, he's a level 4.
Yeah.
He's level 4 and then he's like the highest tier of naughty lister. You're a level 4 naughty lister. Oh, this is a joke to you?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, dog. It's really fucking funny. You think this is a game? Like, yeah, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
He's like, you're saying Santa Claus was kidnapped? Like, you can't be self-aware and like think that makes it better.
That's the thing. Is people confuse Marvel movies with being able to do what you can do in comic movies in any kind of stuff.
Right, in any movie.
No, but people don't realize that subconsciously you already know it's a comic book movie, so you're suspending a little bit of disbelief already.
Sure. This kind of applies because it's a Christmas movie.
But not the way they did this movie. It was too serious. From jump, it was too serious.
Let's go save Christmas. I need you to say it. Let's go save Christmas. Duh.
Not you like can that.
Not like.
Yeah.
And then he says it like the exact same. Like it's not even, he doesn't even put like let's go save Christmas, like. Did we just save Christmas? I think we just saved Christmas.
Because I mean, this movie was cliche. Christmas cliche the movie.
Cliche Chronicles.
Like the snow globes, which end up trapping you, right? Why pick it up? Hey, don't pick it up, son. What are you doing? Oh, no. Well, then I got to pick it up. Our love
You mean when they drive on a German highway and there's a piano playing itself and they both get out of their car?
And the line, is this something that happens to you normally?
Not typically.
And then The Rock goes, you mean whatever, like a French black grand piano that plays itself in the middle of the road when you're driving at night? No, it doesn't. Or like rarely. And you're like, why did you repeat the fucking line back to Chris?
I got to open it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Son calls him, did you leave a present for me? My dad, who doesn't even want to show up, did you leave a present for me?
What? Thanks, Dad. Like,
thanks for giving me a gift, Dad.
And then the love. It was all about the love. That's what I mean. Like, this movie kept like, is this a Disney Plus series show?
Yeah, it's kind of exhausting when we really break it down.
Like
I love the cringiness and I love the stupid comedy.
But they didn't lean into
any
of that.
No, it's not cheesy enough.
No, it was too serious.
Too serious.
And then way too cheesy, and then way too serious.
All right.
I'm going to give this movie.
I had fun watching it.
It was better than I thought.
I had a lot of fun watching it.
It was better than I thought, and I will give it that credit. I'm going to...
I texted you. I was like,
yeah, oh,
it was almost decent, I think I said.
The question is if it makes money, how much, like, if it makes enough money, will we get more?
Red 2.
That's exactly what they would do. Like, it wouldn't be Red 1, 2. I'm going to give it a 5-5.
Okay. Yeah. I want to say 6, but it's 6 is too high.
No.
6 is way too high for this fucking movie.
No, from Chris Evans' terrible accent.
I'll go 5-5 too.
Yeah,
I'll go 5-5
let's see
too.
what our on assignment.
JJ's at 17 out of 10.
No, he actually did not like this movie.
He hated it?
He did not like this movie.
Ooh, JJ, buddy. You like Terratech more than this?
Red 1 gets a 4.5.
4?
Although amusing, it could have used, I don't know, some more oomph.
Okay. I agree with oomph.
Yeah, he said, I can't figure it out. It had moments. See, that's how I feel.
Okay.
There was like little parts where I'm like, okay, and then it would do something that would make you go,
Okay.
Like the Nick Kroll cameo.
That was weird.
Why have him at all?
Why have him at all?
Because they allude that he's going to be back.
Because he does a weird voice.
Because at the end they have him surrounded and they're like unfreezing him, and they're like, well, by the time he's unfrozen, he won't be helped this time. Like, no.
He's our informant.
Like,
you're out of Christmas bad guys, though. Like, you use Krampus, who's a good guy and does a face turn by the end of the movie,
right.
And you killed Greenland.
So who are you gonna?
So
Jack Frost? We're gonna get Martin Short?
His name's Jack O'Malley. How did you not do a Jack Frost thing?
I know.
And that, by the way, that is the most overwritten name. Fucking
O'Malley?
Jack O'Malley?
Yeah. Well, either or together makes it super overused. It's like Fusion Ha on there. So there you go. 5.5, 4.5.
We're all pretty close then. I think our
CTS
average is like
score,
a 5.
just over a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, is that now if you factor in the $300 million it cost to make the movie?
It's like a 0. Go see this movie. Wait a couple weeks after Moana, after Wicked, after Gladiator. Go see this movie in December. Go see this movie after Thanksgiving.
You put this on as you're getting ready for, you're decorating for Christmas during December, and you got your family coming over and all that. This is definitely a fun.
It didn't do enough to jumpstart my Christmas spirit.
No, and it also didn't make me go, oh my God.
No. Like, I hate Christmas now.
Right. It just felt like there was so much potential.
So much.
And they just left it on the table.
Just left it to rot.
So now I don't want to wait another 2 years to have Chris Evans and The Rock re-team up for Red 2. You know what I mean? Like,
that'll be a $700 million movie. $1 billion.
Yeah, after watching it, I know I said over, but now I'm like starting to regret my
They
prediction.
did every Christmas thing, though.
Everything.
So it's like you jumped the shark.
That's what I mean.
In your first
They
movie.
did all this world building, but at the same time, they like pissed on everything.
Yeah. They utilized
weird.
everything they set up and left nothing open for a sequel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We'll have reviews coming up. Well, I guess I might be the only one seeing Wicked.
I'll watch Wicked.
But we got Wicked. What else? We've got most of the stuff in November covered already.
Moana 2.
And Moana 2. We may get
There's
those.
a Y2K
we may get to see
movie
those
that
early.
comes
I
out.
saw that. That's the SNL dudes directed that.
Produced by Jonah Hill.
Yeah, and one of my favorite SNL guys, and I'm spacing on his
It
name.
looks
bad.
like garbage.
It does look bad.
It looks like garbage.
It looks
I think Red One should have released, if not the week of Thanksgiving, December. At least
like
do
the
it.
week after.
The week after.
Let me pull up the calendar.
The week
because
after
I can't
Thanksgiving would have been the
remember.
play. I don't think any Christmas movie, along with Halloween movies, should release outside of their holiday month.
Okay,
You know?
so